Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, then welcome. Today's pick a card reading is how they think you feel about them. In front of me, I have 3 different options, each with a different image, number, and stone. Choose the one that really calls out to you. This is group 1, group 2, and group 3. Okay, let's get started.
Hey, group number 1. Okay, so what they think you feel about them. Okay, so we start off with the 9 of Earth here. So instantly what comes to me is at first, the first impression is like that you want nothing to do with them. Okay, like you are fine doing your thing, living your life without them. Kind of like they never cross your mind is like what they're thinking. And it could be whatever you're posting on social media if you have it, or just, it could be due to not talking or seeing each other much. Something is kind of giving them the impression that like you're totally fine without them. What's interesting is instantly as I'm saying that, I'm getting the impression that's what you guys are actually thinking that they're feeling, that they're fine without you, because how could they go, this long without talking or seeing you, right? So I definitely get this is kind of a mirroring connection going on, that you're both like projecting that onto each other. So that's an interesting way to start off. Ooh, we've got the Ace of Fire reversed. So it's kind of like, you both wonder, has the fire been put out? That attraction, not necessarily attraction. I feel like you both are you still know each other. You're both attracted to each other. But like, it's more like that desire to see the other. Like, has it been put out? So it's kind of like they're wondering, like what drew you to them, is it gone? And it's not gone for them. Okay, so this is going to dip a bit into how they feel about you. It can't help but do that, So yeah, you've got them wondering. I still feel like they're super curious about you. But here's the thing. So even though that's initially what comes across as far as what they think you feel, they kind of feel like you're in denial. Is more what's going on, and that deep down you do care more than what you're portraying on social media or in person. Maybe you two did see each other in person and you acted completely fine without them. Okay, take what resonates with your story, or it's just an energetic thing. Maybe they feel like you two are just both off doing your own thing and have moved on by now, or you could be seeing somebody. Just something that's making this person think that. And like I said, if it's none of the above, then it's just the fact that you two haven't talked or seen each other in quite a while. But like I said, like the more cards that are coming out, though, I'm seeing that they're kind of like thinking you do care. You're hiding it. You're in denial. Yeah, because there's something coming across where it's like you can't quite let go of this, despite how much time has gone by in lack of communication and seeing each other. Yeah, okay, so we got some sleepless nights here. Some feeling of like emotions are all over the place. So it could be, I'm kind of getting a few mixed things here, that you or this person might have hit the other up, like contacted each other, messaged each other late at night, something like that, where somebody went through a point where they were like, I miss this person. I am so tired. It's almost like that feeling of, I don't care, about portraying that I'm a strong, independent person that doesn't need anybody. At this point, I miss this person, and it's worth hearing from them versus not hearing from them. It's worth having them in my life, even if we're not together, versus not at all. Something like that is coming through for one of you. So whether you two have messaged each other in that state or not, it's like you've definitely have thought about it or have even seen each other. Something's coming through. It confirms what they feel deep down that you feel. But there is still a bit of like pride as far as both of you goes. Neither one of you feel like you should show any indication that you're into this person. Okay, so maybe again, like one of you or both of you are seeing somebody new. It just has this feeling of like, we haven't spoken this long. Like we both logically feel like we should have moved on by now. But I get that like both of your hearts are still with each other and you two could, dream about each other. There's just something coming through where against all odds, you know, there's still that like glimmer of hope is what it's showing. They think deep down, okay, possibly if they said the right thing or something dawned on you, that you two would have this passionate reunion. Okay, that would be like fireworks. It would make them the happiest they've ever been, you know, like feeling like they won the lottery basically. And it's interesting because I know this is supposed to be about how you feel. So they feel like deep down you feel this way as well, but it can't help but come through that this is what this person feels. Oh yeah, with the Page of Fire and the Sun card, they feel like this would make them the happiest person. So kind of guessing like if that little bit of them thinking that you still want this is correct, then they feel like this would make you the happiest person too. Then we have the Star card. There's that bit of hope against all odds that, you know, them thinking this is secretly what you want deep down. You're just playing it cool, like I'm playing it cool. We both think this is how we need to carry on, but deep down we both know, okay, it's showing up in dreams. You both can feel it energetically. You have that bit of 5D connection going on, that this is what we truly want. Yeah. And with the Magician here, it's kind of like this person feels like if you both could seriously put your walls down, you know, and be vulnerable and honest with each other, you both could make this work. And in fact, it's interesting because this Magician in particular has such a stare to him. It's like they want to look into your eyes. They want to have this heart-to-heart conversation and connection with you and really get down to what matters, you know, because I feel like they think you both get kind of caught up in details that don't really matter and distractions even, you know, and it's clouding both of your judgment on what really matters, and it's each other. So this reading kind of took a turn. They went from, you know, it went from how they think you feel to, okay, you both need to quit playing around and get down to what really matters. And we both know deep down that it's each other. Let's quit playing and get to that, the heart-to-heart conversation. Instead of just messing around on social media, which is like what's coming through that you two are doing. Again, this is if you have social media. That they kind of know, like you two are either like just checking out each other's stories, or maybe one of you clicks like here or there. It's just like the bare minimum though, you know, just enough to kind of keep the other person kind of hanging on, but not really moving forward. What I'm seeing, they're like, we need to like quit with that, quit with the distractions and get down to what really matters. If we think, you know, this connection has a chance at all, which I do feel like they feel that it does. That's what the cards are currently showing. So things could change, but as of right now, that's what it's showing. So take it if it resonates, because it is a general reading. Okay, group number 1, this is what I see for you. If this resonates, let me know in the comments. And if it does, don't forget to give it a like. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, feel free to anytime. You can email me your questions and choose a payment option on Linktree. All that information is in the description box, or you can find it in the community tab. Also, if you would like discounts on my personal readings and or exclusive content on the connection with the person on your mind, feel free to join my Patreon. It also helps support my channel. Thank you all so much for being here. Bye, guys. Hey, group number 2. Okay, so what they think you feel about them. And this is the person who is on your mind. Okay, so we start off with the 2 of Pentacles here. So the first impression I get with how they think you feel is kind of like you're on the fence as far as this connection goes. Okay, so it's almost like you could go either way with it for some reason. So this person, you know, they can't quite get a read on you. They feel like they're kind of in the dark. There's a mysteriousness about you that keeps this person wondering and guessing. So one minute they might feel like, yeah, you're definitely interested. And then the next minute they're not sure, you know, maybe you back off, like body language wise or communication wise, or even energetically is what I'm getting. So if you've heard any of my past videos, you know, I've said, oh, you know, this pile's got the back and forth vibes. And that's like where one minute you both feel 1 minute one view is coming forward with interest, and then the next minute it's like you back off, okay? And then they could do the same. So that's like what they're getting from you right now, is what I'm seeing. But despite that, it's kind of like they also feel like, and these readings can't help but say what they feel about you as well, that you both feel this like soul recognition, kind of like that feeling of, even though you just met, like, I've known this person, okay? And it could possibly be a past life connection, but either way, it's got that like soul recognition, you know, where it could be a very brief encounter or a newer connection, and yet you both still feel like this person feels so familiar, you know, that connects you to quickly, I see. So they feel like you feel that as well. That's like one of those connections where it's like both people feel it, they recognize it, even if it logically doesn't make sense. So along with that, they also feel like you're definitely physically attracted to them. Okay? They just pick up on that. They feel like you look at them a certain way, you know, and the feeling is definitely mutual. It's kind of like energy doesn't lie. So, you know, you're picking up on that. Regardless if you're, you know, currently coming across like you could take or leave them, or like you could go either way with this connection, they still feel like that soul connection is there as well as the attraction. So what I'm also getting with the Eight of Wands here is that, you know, it also has that feeling of like, you two, you're talking, you click when you talk, okay? So it's like effortless. So overall, like this whole connection is coming across pretty effortlessly from the start. Okay, so they feel like overall, like you're both like crushing on each other, both developing feelings for each other. So they feel like it's pretty mutual. So the fact that, you know, you seem like you could take or leave it could be, you know, the little talking possibly that you two are doing. And this could be a mirroring thing. You could feel the same way about them, and that could be why you kind of back off, you know? Because it's coming through, like with every other card, that you're both seemingly interested in each other, and it's a pretty effortless connection. But this could just be like, if you two don't get the opportunity to see each other a lot, or you don't get to communicate a lot, because you might not have each other's, you know, contact information or socials. It's kind of like, you know, you could feel the connection, but there's no way to communicate, so it doesn't move forward. Okay, so the Ten of Fire I'm getting two different impressions now with that. So for some of you, if you were romantically involved with this person, you know, things could have got kind of heavy for you guys, you know. Things could have took a serious turn is what I'm seeing. And, you know, it's like it has this feeling of like somebody kind of jumping ship, so to speak, instead of communicating what's going on. And like there could be like, you two could be taking a break from this connection. Now, if this is a newer connection, I'm not getting that message for you, and I don't foresee that in your future. Even if you two were to be romantically involved, okay, that's a completely separate message for those who were involved with the person on their mind. But the rest of you, what I'm getting is that I feel like you and this person have a lot going on in life currently, so that could also be partly why you two aren't communicating or seeing each other as much. I just get like you're both juggling a lot. But nonetheless, I see that you're both fantasizing and daydreaming about each other. So they're not wrong about that. You know, like they're thinking, yeah, this person, you know, I feel like they're into me. I'm not quite sure. And you're thinking the same thing. And you're both right. As we dive deeper, though, into this connection, there is a part of them that wonders, though, if you kind of think that they are a bit of a player, okay? And I'm not necessarily getting that this person has shown any signs of being a player. It's just, it's possibly one of those things that you guys are a bit cautious about. Kind of like, you know, especially if this is a newer connection, you might be kind of testing the waters out a bit with them, taking things slow, just getting like, you know, something that's making this person think like, oh, you know, you might be thinking that I am a no strings attached type of person, or, you know, only want a situationship, something like that. Okay. So I do see this connection moving a tad slower than possibly what you're both used to, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just got this person wondering too about you. You know, as I'm saying that, I also feel like some of them wonder, like, are you a heartbreaker? Like, are you in this for real? Like, what do you want, you know? Often connections do mirror each other with, you know, both people thinking and wondering the same thing. Okay, so the Eight of Pentacles was initially reversed, but I felt like that could have gone either way, so I put it upright. I feel like, yes, at first, like I don't see either one of you putting in a lot of action towards this connection, but it's not that either one of you are sleeping on this connection, though. It's definitely like, I see, first of all, like I was saying, both of you are very busy people. You have a lot going on. Yes, people could think that's an excuse, but I really do think whenever you hear this video, because it's timeless, that both of you do have a lot though that requires your attention, time, and energy right now. So it is kind of like you don't really have a whole lot of time to pursue this connection or give it the time and energy it deserves. You know what I mean? So it's a bit put on hold right now, but I do feel like because this is what you both are interested in, the action steps, I do see them happening. Like if this is what you both decide, yes, I want this, I do see it happening. It's just currently kind of at a standstill, though, despite what you're both feeling. But it's just for the time being, is what I'm seeing. Here's what's interesting, though. You both have the energy right now that says, you know, I've been through the ringer. I've been through hurt. I don't want that anymore. I'm working on myself and my goals, and I'm elevating in every area. So it's like you both have this vibe of like, I only want somebody who's in this for real. Okay. Not a game player, not somebody who's unsure. And so it's kind of like if it's going to be this person, they're going to match that. And if it's not, they're going to shift away from you, and it's all okay. Like, trust in the unfolding of this is like the message that's coming through strongly. And I feel like on some level you both know this, okay? Especially if they're on that same wavelength as you. Okay, it's a general reading, but for the most part, I do get that they are. It's like, okay, you're both going to see that clearly. And then you'll be able to move forward, especially when things start to get less busy. Okay, group number 2, this is what I see for you. If this resonates, let me know in the comments. And if it does, don't forget to give it a like. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, feel free to anytime. You can email me your questions and choose a payment option on Linktree. All that information is in the description box, or you can find it in the community tab. Also, if you would like discounts on my personal readings and or exclusive content on the connection with the person on your mind, feel free to join my Patreon. It also helps support my channel. Thank you all so much for being here. Bye, guys. Hey, group number 3. Okay, so what they think you feel about them. Okay, so we start off with the Tower card reversed. So that's a pretty strong energy to start off with. So instantly, it's actually coming to me what this person experienced with you. So this is a very specific message coming through, so if you don't feel like this is your pile, feel free to choose another one, but it's definitely somebody that you guys were in a relationship with or romantically involved with. Doesn't matter if you had a label or not. It's got the X feel and the heartbreak, okay? This person definitely felt like their world shattered when you two weren't together anymore. So they're guessing that, you know, you took this hard as well when it ended, but they're not entirely sure. And, you know, and just getting like, they definitely had to go through their own healing and dealing process with this whole thing and really making sense of their world again. Okay, because I feel like this shook everything up for them. Like they knew where things were going. They thought they knew where life was headed. And then when this happened, it like changed everything. Okay. I get the impression that this person was like, in fact, the song that came to me is like, where did I go wrong? I lost a friend. Okay, so they considered you like lover and a friend basically. And you know, it's like they felt like they lost their best friend when you two ended. Okay. And even if one or both of you is showing up with somebody else now, it's kind of like there's a part of them that feels like you will always have their heart. And like you could have been the one that got away, to be honest. Like I'm getting like they think they're not even entirely sure like this person measures up to you at all. They might be good on paper, so to speak, like a practical match, but nobody made them feel the way you did, and no loss felt as hard as this one. Okay. I just see them trying to rebuild themselves and their life up at this point and really trying not to look back, but wow, this reading ended up becoming about them. Okay, so let's turn the tables here. So what's coming through as far as what they think about you is exactly the same thing. They really don't know how much this affected you, this breakup. Guessing you experienced some kind of a heartbreak. If you're seen with somebody else now, it's kind of like they figure, okay, so kind of like the Post Malone song, you probably think that you are better now, and all that. So they think, okay, yeah, you've moved on. And I see you building yourself up and your life up. So they figure, that you're doing your thing. And I mean, it makes sense to them. There is a part of them that wonders if you miss them as much as they miss you. But they also understand, enough time's gone by. You're both seemingly moving on and building up yourself and your life up. So, I mean, they're kind of torn by the whole thing. There's obviously a part of them that wishes you guys would have reached out and had this heartfelt talk about, yes, you're the one I want. I feel like you're the one, and despite everything, we could have made this right. But they also understand that you're not, you know what I mean? Because they're not. It's kind of like, even if you're both thinking it and feeling it, you both understand that the other isn't doing that, is what I'm getting. So at this point, even though they have the urge to reach out to you, and I do feel like they vacillate, a part of them thinks, yeah, I should, just take that leap of faith and be bold and courageous and just see what happens. Especially, I do feel like deep down they think you're the one, but at this point, it's kind of like they got to figure you're not because you're not together. So they do go back and forth. Part of them wants to do what they want you to do, and that's to reach out and have a heart-to-heart. But then another part of them thinks we should let sleeping dogs lie. If it would have worked, it would have worked, and they just kind of feel like it's a little bit hopeless right now because no action is happening between you guys. So it's kind of like a dying dream, so to speak. Yeah, it's just kind of like they feel like it's time to let it go so they can fully move on. In fact, if this person is seeing somebody new, it's kind of like they feel almost like they're not being true to this person because their heart's still with you. And that's how much they haven't truly let go. There's a lot of water and air here. So I definitely feel like, both of you were in your feelings with this connection and, it shook you both up a lot. I do feel like it sparked this spiritual transformation between both of you. And neither one of you are the same as you were when you were with each other. And I was with the earth coming through here, it's like you're trying to both rebuild your life, a new foundation, a new path, basically. This person is trying to be strong and they're trying to be logical, okay, because they feel like, well, where did it get them? You know what I mean? With allowing their heart to take off like it did. Part of them feels responsible, though, for this ending with you. So I do feel like they think, man, if only I could make it right. Somehow it would make everything right in their world. And then another part of them feels like they gotta just learn from this lesson, this mistake they made, and move on, apply it to somebody new. So they are definitely torn. They're trying to tap into their intelligent, logical side, though, with the King of Swords here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so back to what they think you're doing, though. They think if there's any part of you that still holds on to hope for this connection, they think you want them to reach out and make it known. But if not, then you're moving on. So it's like you two are mirroring this. Okay. And you both pretty much figure, you're both trying to keep this logical, practical. Again, I'm getting both of you feel like, well, we allowed our heart to take off with this connection and you see what happened. It has that feeling to it. You're both kind of tapping into the King of Swords energy and they feel like, you're just being kind of logical about this. You're not allowing your heart to go there, even if your heart's with them, is what I'm getting. They think you're being very disciplined when it comes to this connection. They felt like you guys had an unmistakable, magnetic, passionate, chemistry on point type of connection where nobody else compares, if you're both to be completely honest. The talking was effortless, the hanging out, everything, like a once in a lifetime connection. So now you're both kind of keeping it cool. You're keeping all that on the low. Like that is a whole other lifetime ago. And I'm just getting like a poker face from both of you, and neither one of you can get a read on the other. So it's like basically you figure it's done, you know, with the lack of communication, and possibly both of you are seeing somebody. Here's the thing though. So whether it was this person or you that might have said or did something that possibly could have contributed to the end of this connection, it's going to be different for everybody. I do feel like there's regret there. And like if you or them could take it back, you would. Because you realize, and maybe it was a full circle realization that had to happen after it happened. Because it's like you don't know what you don't know. You know what I mean? You were only, either one of you were operating at the level of consciousness and awareness that you were at the time. So, but now I feel like you both, honestly, if you got back together, like neither one of you would take the other for granted, and that you would, you know, be all about this connection. But it's kind of got that feeling of like, you know, is it too little too late at this point? Like, are you both basically moved on, you know? So yeah, at this point, neither one of you are showing any signs or indications that you're into the other. So I feel like deep down you both kind of feel like you both still have each other's heart. But at this point, you know, logically, it really makes sense for you both to move on is what you both figure. So you both kind of want to hear from the other, but neither one of you are. So it's like you're moving on. So it's a very mirroring connection. And I just see there was a lot of healing and dealing that had to take place after this breakup. And now you're both really just focused on yourself and your own life and, you know, meeting somebody that matches that. But it is a general reading. So for some of you, you know, you could end up reconnecting with this person. We do end it with the star card here, which does say like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. But you know what? If it's not this person, it's going to be somebody else that matches the new you is what I'm seeing. So yeah, you know, regardless of the rocky past that you both went through, I see you both coming out of it brighter, shinier, wiser, more illuminated self, okay? And you could possibly even be helping others after this experience. And I do see you meeting somebody else, okay, that matches this new elevated wavelength that you're operating from. So it's all good. Okay, group number 3, this is what I see for you. If this resonates, let me know in the comments. And if it does, don't forget to give it a like. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, feel free to anytime. You can email me your questions and choose a payment option on Linktree. All that information is in the description box, or you can find it in the community tab. Also, if you would like discounts on my personal readings and or exclusive content on the connection with the person on your mind, feel free to join my Patreon. That also helps support my channel. Thank you all so much for being here. Bye, guys.